Hi, I'm Bruce Burke. We're back with another episode of the AI Bros for the absolutely incredible podcast. And over here on my side to this side, whatever that side is to you guys, my friend and former hustler and now CEO,
Yeah,
John Lawson III, ladies and gentlemen.
that's right. All CEO these days, which is a lot.
Yeah, that's a nice move up. I was telling John that I located my passport that's been expired, and I'm renewing my passport, and I'm gonna do some traveling soon. I'm making new commitments and making new waves. So
That's fun.
if I don't have something out in front of me that I'm striving towards, like what am I doing with my life, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know what I mean. If it doesn't scare the shit out of you, like what are you doing, right? You know what I mean? I got some real good ideas. Going and finding my passport and locating some other documents was kind of uh, reinvigorating for me today. So that's good. So what's going on with you, John? What's going on in the world of John Lawson and AI? What are you doing with it these days? What's going on? What are you seeing?
Same old things, man. Same old things. Every day it's something new, it's something more exciting. But I don't know. I don't know. It's like, let's see. I got some AI briefings,
Oh, do
some
you?
breaking news.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's hop right on the breaking news. What's breaking
It
out
says
there?
it says a major White House policy announcement today. $5.5 million startup funding that just closed in a big partnership between AWS and Meta.
Okay,
Have you
AWS and
heard?
Meta, huh?
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
that's kind of different, right? Like
Yeah.
AWS plus Meta, which I mean, Meta doesn't have probably a lot of friends in the world right now because they keep taking everybody's um, people. So them and Amazon to being together, fine. But Microsoft and Google are probably not playing well with Meta at all because they
no.
did steal some people this week
Yeah, yeah. Microsoft grabbed some people too. They're playing the meta game now. They grabbed like 9 people from Google,
from Google, right?
a whole bunch of people, right? And one guy was 16 years there at the Goog, right? I mean, 16 years. You put in 16 years somewhere, and then you jump ship, man. That really says something about either the offer or what you've been dealing with, one of the other, right? I'm going to guess the former rather than the latter. I think Google probably treats their senior employees pretty well. They've got a lot of money to throw around, and I don't think money really matters that much to Google. I see Meta as a kind of a tighter organization financially when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah,
Big bucks,
yeah,
big
there's a
bucks. That's what's moving folks around.
they're talking like it's pro sports now, like it's football or basketball, right? It's like star players are getting $100 million, 200 million, $300 million contracts. It's absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. And this lets me know the bubble is here.
Yeah,
The
which lets
bubble
you
is
know
here.
there's only so many people that can slam dunk and can fly right at this point, right? With AI. I mean, which so kids, if you're just starting out and learning, like jump right into that and learn the heavy duty stuff, right? And as you're coming out of school and like, get some of those high paying careers, right?
And
Like,
that's
why
big
not?
bucks. So it
Dude,
says, here it is. Ah, it says Amazon Web Services and Meta announced a joint accelerator program to boost AI innovation among startups. So they're offering 30 US startups 6 months of technical support, 200,000 in cloud-based computing credits, and the applications are open this week and will run until August 8th. So that means the tech giants are actively investing in next generation AI tools.
yeah.
So That's
That-
if you're thinking about it, if you're developing, this is the time you should apply.
yeah.
Free money.
And there's a lot of things like that going around. There's a lot of sandboxes, and there's a lot of $2 to $5 million seed funds coming out for different projects that are starting up. I just saw again Bonnie Factor posted it just before we went on. Breaking, Microsoft just dropped an 18 episode series. I'm guessing on YouTube. It's a video series ideal for beginners called Generative AI for Beginners. Ideal for beginners, developers, and AI enthusiasts looking to build a solid foundation. So look for Generative AI for Beginners on YouTube by Microsoft. It's a 18 episode series. So if you're brand new to it, you want to learn it, there's a good place to start.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And I mean, all of them have put out uh, some training just like that, which is kind of crazy if you think about it.
Well, Mark Cuban just said the other day, I was looking at the news. Mark Cuban said the other day, like, kind of like what you said, it's table stakes now. Like what you used to have to know Microsoft Office and Excel and Word and PowerPoint, right? And that suite, right? You're going to have to know Gen AI now, right? That's going to be table stakes for any position moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A company called Homebase, which kind of dovetails into this. It's like, so they did a small business survey that they released this week, and it says 64% of small businesses are now using or piloting AI tools. So that's nearly 2/3 of all small businesses. That's crazy numbers.
That yeah, it in reading the news and doing the newsletter now, one, there's a lot more articles about AI and a lot and machine learning and advancements and stuff like that. But two, it's just like it it's in everything now, and it's not new and novel in everything, right? It's like in everything now, right? And just read that OpenAI is working with a company called Canvas, not Canva, but Canvas. It's a learning tool that they're putting that a lot of public schools and larger institutions use. And so OpenAI and Canvas with an S on the end, Canvas, just connected together, and they're going to be bringing more AI into public schools to teach it and everything.
You
It's
better. They had better, or our kids are going to get left behind, which is so crazy. Just 2 years ago, they were like, no, AI in the classrooms, everybody's cheating on tests. And now here we are, right?
now AI is going to become the institution. I mean, seriously, they're going to replace the some of the existing institutions. Some of these online learning colleges, I don't even know how they're in business anymore. The lesser ones, right? I'm like, I see the commercials like in between the videos on YouTube, and I'm like, how are you guys still in business, right? Like, I guess they have some kind of certificate programs that gets the people right into jobs or something, right? That's all I can figure. But I think the
Mm.
U.S. really needs to like look at the school system, right? Not just the university system, but the school system, right? Get them prepared for it, early, and also like start looking at like how this is going to affect things like supply chain and that sort of thing. I mean, we got to start looking at the big picture of this stuff, right? Everybody's been like, well, what's this person doing with it in this company, and what's this like? Not as a nation, even like, but as a world, right? We got to like, it's here. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think people are pretty much rock solid on that. It's not going anywhere. It's not a fad. I think that I think we should. I think we've learned that. Or if you're still sitting around thinking it, you better go ahead and get that out of your brain. This is definitely happening, folks.
Yeah,
And
they're not throwing this kind of money at it, and the politicians aren't rallying around it, and the world isn't kind of buckling to its taking a knee to its power, right? The world is. I mean, really, they're looking at AI and they're like, are we worthy, right? It really seems kind of like that way in some ways, right? It's so powerful in some ways, and then in other ways it's just like so early days. In some ways it's not even funny, it's so weird that it's so much like a cat, and like sometimes it seems so smart, and then sometimes it's like it's so stupid you're like, I can't believe you're biting your own tail and chasing it, right? Or whatever, right? It seems a lot like a cat. It seems very cat like to me.
well, I saw one guy. I don't remember the book. It was an AI book, and he talked about the jagged frontier that is AI, um, because in certain areas it juts out and it does really great, and then other areas it is, not so good. And we're learning more and more what it excels at and what it's not great at, and they're tweaking it to get it better. I remember when it couldn't do any math, you know. Now it's doing pretty good math, you know. Um, it's actually doing some great math. Here the next version is going to be up there in, uh, physicist area. So I mean, we're learning more and more what it can and what it can't do. But also, I think we're applying it to everything as if it does everything well, and it doesn't.
No.
You
Uh,
know,
I I I did see where both Google and OpenAI had what they call gold medal level in the international
math.
mathematical. I don't know what the actual thing was, right? But
Yeah,
it seems like Google participated in it and participated right alongside of the students, but OpenAI did it separately outside of it. They asked the companies that were participating, the AIs that were participating, the organization asked the AIs not to go out and pound on their chest after they won, to give the students some time to, promote the fact that they did it right, and they won, and give the students a chance to sign, because these are humans that are taking the test also, right? And math elites they call them, right? But OpenAI went out and grabbed the press. Google honored, right, and backed up, but OpenAI was separate out to the side. And that's what I see starting to happen is these companies are starting to kind of like define themselves and starting to like get company personalities or whatever you want to call it, right? Their fingerprints, so to speak.
based on the AI. What do you mean?
Uh, Based on their behavior as a company. Like Google didn't go and pound on their chest and make a press release, but OpenAI is like, hey, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna tell everybody all about the fact that we had gold medal level math and with OpenAI, right? That's two different personalities, right? Two completely different personalities of two different companies that are leading companies in the space. So I think the as these companies start to get a little older, because most of these companies are pretty new. OpenAI is a couple 5 years old, right? Microsoft's not new, and Google's not new, but this AI stuff is new, right? This new division. So I think it's these companies kind of mature in the next couple of 3 years, right? We're going to kind of see more of a really what they're really all about, right? Like
Right.
how their position, their stance, their posture, their everything on it, right?
It'll be interesting,
Yeah.
because that goes back to what, happened with early open AI and the reason why they're not open. You know, they already changed their whole stance a few years back, and they only been around for a little while. So if that says anything about their, their company culture, I'm listening.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And I
know,
wonder, like, Meta and IBM started the what they call it, the AI. It was like a organization, a consortium of a bunch of different companies to push the idea of open source AI and make it available to everybody. And all the companies that participated all made their stuff open and everything else. And now
hmm
Meta's saying that they're going to kind of change their
close
course.
it
How is
off.
that going to affect this relationship with this organization that they were one of the founders of? And that they pushed on the open idea for, I mean, that was their battle cry for a couple of
Yeah.
years. We're open, right? And Llama's open, and now they're going in another direction. It looks like,
So
So
I mean, have they officially said they're not going to do open source on their next version?
I don't know. They put this Alexander Wang apparently in charge of the super intelligence, and I don't know how that relates with him and what's his name, Yan. Right? Yan's got his position, and Alexander's got his position, but I don't know which one is considered like the more senior position, right? I mean, this Alexander kid, he looks like he just got out of high school to me, right? These some of these people that are getting hundreds of millions of dollars don't look like they're old enough to carry it to me.
Hey, that's where it's good. That's where it's at, though.
Yeah,
The young minds, they're not stuck with the old way of doing things, you know, and I can see that. I can
yeah,
see that, you know, they're pioneering the ways. I remember when Zuckerberg, and they used to say that about him. Look
oh
at this
yeah.
little kid. It's like, look at him now, one of the richest men in the world.
I
So
think Zuck
I
kind
can
of
see
took
that.
this kid under his arm, right? This
Did he?
Alexander kid. He probably saw him in him, right?
Probably.
And so,
Yeah,
hey, let me help you along the way here, right?
absolutely.
You
You
help
know,
me, I'll help you, right? So,
can't
hey, that's
discount
great.
can't discount it by age anymore. That's for sure.
No,
You know,
no.
that's for sure. I don't think the old men know too much. That's why we're here yapping.
We're the armchair quarterbacks over here.
Yeah, we're over here just being old dudes up in the bleachers and let the young guys on the field do their thing. That's
we're
funny.
just we're just a couple old men in lounge chairs shaking our fist at the TV set, John. That's all we
Uh,
are.
somewhat, somewhat. I'm like, go, young man, go. I want to see it happen.
I'm kind of like that too at my age. It's kind of like when you get to be our age, one, you kind of want to like give back to the world a little bit, right? And you want to see the young kids like, not screw up and like, get hold and like,
Yeah.
get on and get things going. I find myself in that position a lot when I should be like really concerned with like getting myself on and getting myself going some days. But like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, you
yeah.
gain by helping others, right? So
It's like either I'm doing that or taking a nap. Whatever. You know.
I already did that today. That's over with. I was up at
Oh, you
3 and
got your
started to
nap
do
in.
the new naps
Okay,
done.
there you go. See, that's what age will do to you. It'll make you want to nap in the daytime.
uh,
I could never
Semi-retirement
do
is
it.
a wonderful thing. It really is. It's a wonderful thing. It really
Yeah,
is.
it is. It is. It is good. And uh, in light with that, got another one. CNBC survey has revealed some generational differences that explain a lot about AI and its adoption patterns. So Gen Z business owners, which that just that sentence makes me go, really? We have Gen Z business owners now. But Gen Z business owners, 59% are using AI, and 59% also plan to increase their investment in AI versus boomers only 29% are using AI, and only 25% plan to increase their investment in AI. Big difference.
That's a big
Big
difference,
difference.
man.
Yeah,
So
that's a
they're
big
just not
difference.
taken to it. The boomers just aren't taken to it. They're thinking it's like, should I get a web page for my business? Right? It's that same mindset, right? Of you, you and I being of this age, we kind of have a responsibility to like wake our generation up, right? To the fact that like they're missing out on a lot by not adopting this and by not looking into this. They could save themselves one, a whole lot of work, two, a whole lot of money,
Yes.
right? There's a lot of gain here, right? This isn't just having the newest cool tech in your business, right? This isn't about that. This is about efficiency and optimization and just making your business work better. Are you frustrated with your business? Is it not working good? Go check out that Microsoft course, right? Take a look at the first one. It's from Microsoft. How bad could it possibly be, right? I mean,
It could
it's
be pretty
probably
bad.
well pretty.
Look, it could
they're
be pretty bad. It's Microsoft.
they're
It could be
they're
second
they're
team.
pretty dry sometimes. They really are. They're like dry toast sometimes. They really
You
are.
know, but I mean, not even just for their business either. You know, I mean, just for a lot of things, for your healthcare needs. If you're looking for discounts, I mean, it can do a lot for seniors. I think older adults need to prepare for a world that's going to be altered completely by AI, and it's not going to be one of those, well, I'll just use a flip phone kind of thing when everybody else is on a smartphone. I don't know if you're going to get that option this time.
No, there's not going to be a flip phone version of AI. I
No,
really don't
there's
think
not.
there is.
There's
But
not.
But if you have problems, like my mom had problems, like filling out forms and understanding what's going on, with the, modern customer service, the way they don't help you at all, right? Or anything. AI can help you overcome those obstacles of that stuff, right? AI can help you overcome the obstacles of appointments with doctors and pill taking and, all kinds of just day to day stuff. You don't have to be a scientist or a social media influencer or a AI researcher to get into this stuff. Everybody can do this stuff. It's out there like crazy. Everybody's doing it.
And it teaches you, you know, AI teaches you how to use it. So it doesn't have to be something that you sit there and not learn. Literally, it can speak to you and start telling you its best practices and how to use it. So I think it's going to be very important for seniors going forward. And hmm, I see a need here. I really
Well,
see a need with those numbers.
I'm sitting here looking at an article in Fortune that says AI is already touching nearly every corner of the medical field. So,
Hmm.
as you get older, medical is something that is kind of a primary concern. And from your teeth to your nose to your ears to your feet to everything, AI is going to be involved in your medical treatment moving forward. So, get aware of it, get used to it, see how the doctors are using it, learn about it. It's a good thing. Take
It's
advantage.
a good thing. It's a good thing. But if you're a business owner, you need to get on it
Yeah.
because, you know, this AI thing is not something to play with. People that use it will and do have an advantage. And if you're not using it, you're working from, way far back in the pack at this point.
Yeah.
So you might as well get in the game as soon as possible and start
It,
small. Start small.
I've
You
been
don't have to
watching this
take it
girl
all
on
in.
Tik. I've been watching this girl on TikTok. She's got a show. It's called "How Long Does It Take?" She has been a chronic procrastinator, right? And now she's uh, filming her doing something that she's put off for 6 months or a year or whatever, and she's calculating how long it actually takes to do something that she walked by for 2 years inside the house, right? And it's like 20 minutes, 47 minutes, just like that. And now she's like, lower the bar, right? If you think you're not going to get something accomplished, lower the bar so low that you can like step over it, right? Like fail immediately. Like, be ready to listen. Just the first thing you do is going to be stupid. The first thing you put out is going to be ugly. The first whatever is, people are going to laugh. It's just, that's the way it is. But it's going to get better. You're going to improve. You're going to learn. You're going to make the next one. And that's how I got it started. I was talking with Ted Huff when I was first started doing video editing, and he's like, put out the first one, put it out there. You'll learn from it, move on to the next one, right? And, so I did, and I learned that I got better and better and better and better and better. So,
Yeah, there you go. You learn by doing. You got to get the plane off the ground to fly.
Yes.
You got to. So, guys, get started. The generational shift is in.
Yes.
Let's
go.
So
I noticed the other day you posted this stuff about the crypto, and that's something that kind of like went away as we started going into AI, right? The attention was turned to AI, let's say it that way, right? But now with the, I think they passed all the bills now. I don't know.
They did pass the bill.
Everything's signed, everything's in law now, everything's the way, right? So now
yes.
So now stable coins are a thing. I think it starts in October or something like that. And so what do you think about all that? You made some posts the other day about it and all that. So what do you think about all that stuff? I've never really talked to you about crypto.
I love crypto. I love it as an asset to invest in. And I think it has functional use. And we just needed to get some of the laws out of the way. So now that those are a green light, I think we're going to see a lot of adoption over the next couple of years. And if that is the case, probably a good investment, to make somewhere in there. Who knows?
When
But it's
crypto
very
first came
volatile
out,
too.
I saw Bitcoin when it was like 40 cents, right? And learned about Bitcoin when it was like 40 cents and wish I had, spent every dollar I had in my pocket day on it, though, right?
I know.
But when crypto first started coming on, I don't know, 5 years ago, right? I poo-pooed it, right? And everybody thought because I was a fintech guy that I would be a big and behind it, and I really wasn't, because I felt like a lot of that stuff was like air. They were generating air. It was bullshit coins. It was obviously rug pulls. The NFT thing was it seemed very scammy. Now that there's laws and there's regulations and it's really about stable coins and all that stuff, rather than just like, meme coins and stonks and all that stuff. I think I'm going to have a little more interest in it.
Because it's stable coin.
Regulation makes it a little more interesting when it's a little more regulated.
Absolutely. So people are going to pour money into it because it's regulated. And it's tied to something with the stable coins. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely bullish on crypto. Definitely.
Well, I didn't used to be, and I used to think Michael Saylor was from MicroStrategy. I used to think he was an absolute fool because he was taking like all his money from his company and just throwing it into Bitcoin like an animal, right? I was like, this guy is essentially bankrupting his company, right? And then wonder of wonder, miracle of miracles, he was the smartest guy in the room, and Bitcoin continued to rise and rise and rise, and his company actually has made more off of Bitcoin than they've made off of the products and services that they make, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
You know,
You know,
and
I
that's
mean,
kind of,
Bitcoin's at 117,000 right now. That's insane.
dude. It was
That's
down to
insane.
what? It went when it screwed back down after the rise up. It went down to like 26, something like. It was like right around right, and then it's like, dude, it's insane now. If I'd have bought that stuff for 40 cents back then, oh my god. But
Yeah, I mean, you can't, like, what's Warren Buffett says, man, once you sell, you can't lament the
yeah,
past
when I
once it's
saw it,
gone.
when I saw it, a friend of mine had just given me like $1 trillion Zimbabwe dollar, right? And I was like, I assimilated the two of them together. I was like, this is the same shit, right? I was like, because back then you had to bring like wheelbarrows full of cash to buy anything in Zimbabwe, right? Um, and like I was like, this is the same stuff. This is just it's shells, it's puka shells, right? This
Right,
is nothing, right? And I was like, you can't make dollars from air. You can't just generate. But stable coins, you're essentially your coin is backed by U.S. Treasury, right? It's not.
right.
This is not. What was the one? What was the guy with the crazy hair? FTX,
Ooh.
FTX,
Oh,
Sam.
Well, that was just the exchange. You just made the money off of the exchange,
Mm.
or you stole the money from the exchange.
Yeah, he didn't make the money off the exchange. He took the money
No,
out of the exchange.
yeah, he took the money out of the exchange. So you were thinking you were buying something, and there was nothing there.
No,
There's
you were
literally nothing there.
no. There was
You know,
nothing.
and I don't get it twisted. I mean, it is very volatile. It's an investment. You need to do your homework. You can't just, throw money at it and expect it to grow. There's
No,
risk involved for
this is
sure.
not financial advice. We are not providing financial advice. I want
No,
to make that statement validly
no. But if you want
clear.
to take my financial advice, then just go ahead and send me money. That's my financial advice. Send John money.
I was watching that Dumb Money. It's the story about Roaring Kitty and the Wall Street bets that did the GameStop and ran the GameStop up
Oh,
and
wow.
crushed the hedge. It's on Hulu now. It's a movie called Dumb Money. It's a pretty interesting movie. It's really well done. Really interesting story, and it's a true story. Very interesting. I watched it the other night. I really got into it. It was fun
Yeah.
looking back on that stuff, right?
It's amazing how much money they blew through in no time.
So, what do you think? How long before the documentary comes out about the? You ready? You ready?
What?
Coldplay CEO.
Oh, I don't know. I think we need a little bit more. But what a dummy. What a
Dude,
dummy.
career, all his. He's got when he goes to court and he tries to like fight for his case in court. He doesn't have a leg to stand on, dude. He's
No, he
done.
doesn't.
The whole world knows who he is, right? I mean, like,
Yeah,
Jesus.
nobody wants to do business with people that are sleazy.
Mm,
The funny thing is, though, if he'd have just stood there and waved, it would have never been a story.
yeah. And
The
she didn't
story
freak
was
out
the
until
cover
he
up.
freaked out, right? She
Right.
turned after he dropped, she turned
Yep.
away and she was embarrassed then, right?
Those
So
those are the problems.
she was happy at first when they were on the cam. It looked like she was happy that they were the ones that were being spotlighted. She's like, finally, we're out in the open, right?
Now they really are.
Yeah.
Now they
That's,
really are.
that's not really a good
I
way to
was
find out
so
your husband is
stupid.
cheating, right? As a meme
That
on the
has to
internet.
be that had to be horrible, especially for the family.
Wow.
You know,
But
his
was
wife
she
and
married?
kids.
I never
I
found out.
don't know. For some reason, I thought she was, but I haven't. I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is he's taking all the heat, which it takes two to tango. People,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
Uh,
they're done. I hope they stick together because nobody else is going to want either one of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, you got to stay together. Yeah, she was married too.
Was she?
Yes. See,
There's
that's
not
what
a
I
whole
don't
lot being said
understand.
about her husband and what's going
Ain't
on.
nothing being said about her.
Huh.
I don't get it. Why, what's up?
So anyway, back to AI. moving away from the what's his name, astronomer, whatever they were doing. That company's going to have a hard time moving forward.
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't think they will. They probably have gotten, a lot of good press.
so in getting back to the idea of the crypto mixed with the AI, like I've met this. There's a local kid. He's a developer programmer, right? And he started
Hmm.
talking about this thing. He calls it Beak, and it's blockchain. It's let's call it Web3 as the next thing, like e-commerce, right? And then there's AI, and then there's quantum, right? And he's saying that you're using all four of them because if you have something that's AI and you put it on a blockchain, if you have a result of an AI and you put it on there on a blockchain and say this is the truth, then it's an immutable truth that can never be changed once it's on the chain, unless you change it, unless the person that put it up changes it, right? So
Right.
so AI and blockchain have some connection other than just crypto and AI for crypto for AI companies, right? Let's call it that, stablecoin for AI companies. There's some use cases behind blockchain and AI mixed together, and I find stuff like that, like the stuff that people aren't really digging into and aren't really talking about, the fringe stuff. That's the stuff that I find really interesting in all this stuff, rather than like just the mainstream stuff, right? The fringe stuff, like you said, the young kids, the new stuff that's coming out, the stuff that everybody goes, well, that's crazy. Why the hell would I want to do that? Right? That's the stuff that makes it, right? I mean, right? So the funny names, right? The stupid names, uh, the weird reaction people have to stuff. So I just think there's something in mixing blockchain and AI together that for the financial marketplace especially is something that could be a killer app.
What did he call it? Beak?
Beak. So I'll before the next episode, I'll dig it up. It's BEAQ, and the A is AI, Q is quantum, right? The B is blockchain. The E is like e-commerce and Web3 and that kind of stuff, right? AR, VR, all that. He's kind of putting under the E because it's electronic, right? And he's saying putting all these together, Beak, right? Like putting
Yeah,
blockchain and then Web3 and then AI and then quantum all together
that's
into a
crazy.
stack to develop stuff and have it all interdependent on each other could really be something. What? I
Got it.
don't know. I'm just talking. You know what I mean? I'm just I'm just talking at this point.
It is, so I did find it. Okay.
Yeah.
So beat blockchain, extended reality, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing.
Extended reality. That's what the E was
Extended
for. So
reality.
AR, VR, right? MR, XR. They got all kinds of different initials for the R's, right? But
Hmm.
and I think he's right in all that. He's a local kid. He was going to speak at my Fin Plus AI. He's done all kinds of projects. He's a smart kid. He was going to be on that startup bus thing that I was going to go on, and then I caught the COVID. Right? He was one of the other people. I like you said, I like helping the young kids. I like promoting the young kids. I like supporting the young kids because they're the ones that are going to make a difference in the future. People like Evan. His name's Evan Thacker, a local Tampa Bay kid here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely the strategic framework of the future.
Yeah. He's got some YouTube stuff that explains it, and he goes off on
Oh,
it, right?
cool.
He's a techno dude, right? So he goes deep on it, but really
I'm gonna have to
interesting
play around
guy,
with it.
right?
You do some deeper research because I had
It,
never heard of that before.
and I can introduce you if you want to talk to him. I've introduced him to some other people that are doing some quantum stuff, and I showed it.
Yeah,
You know,
it's awesome.
yeah.
It's
So yeah, it's
absolutely cool.
there's some there's some things coming, folks, that we've never seen before. We're going to experience new things. We're going to live differently. Life's going to be different than everything that you've ever experienced your entire life up to now.
But
It's going to be different.
here we go.
Lock and load, right? Buckle up. How are we doing on time? We're getting there, aren't we? Yeah, we're there. We're 45. We're doing fine. So that's it for this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
We're heading into the future. We're make sure you got your seats in the upright position, your tray table fastened, and your belongings stowed. We're getting ready for takeoff, and
It's time.
we'll
It's
see you
time.
next week with another exciting episode right here of the AI Bros. Thank you very much, John. You have anything
Thank
important you want to say?
Nah, man. We'll see you guys next week.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen,